Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at Bitcoin, specifically some of the, well, pretty interesting recent activity.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit happening. We're going to try and make sense of the key moves based on the latest market info.
Exactly. The idea is to give you, the listener, a quick handle on what's going on, what these shifts might mean, without, getting lost in the weeds.
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
Okay, first big thing. Bitcoin blew past $96,000. I mean, that's a significant number. What's your first take on that kind of momentum?
Well, yeah, crossing 96K is definitely a strong signal. It really points towards significant buying pressure coming back into the market.
And does it feel different this time? Or is it just another crypto surge?
It's maybe a bit early to say definitively, but looking at the updates, it seems like a mix. You've got renewed interest, maybe from retail reacting to news, but also potentially bigger players starting to position themselves.
Right. And the why seems linked to specific exchange activity, doesn't it? The reports mention increased buying, heavy trading volume on places like Coinbase, Binance.
Exactly. And that's important. High volume on those major exchanges, it kind of validates the move, you know?
Validates how.
It suggests it's not just a few big isolated trades pushing the price. It points to, well, broader participation, real market conviction behind those buys.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, something that feels like a potentially bigger piece of the puzzle. Morgan Stanley. Their ETrade platform is launching crypto trading.
Yeah, that's definitely caught people's attention.
What does that signal, having a huge established name like Morgan Stanley step in?
Well, it's a pretty clear signal, isn't it? It shows Bitcoin and crypto generally are becoming more integrated into mainstream finance. It's about accessibility.
Accessibility for who?
For their large client base. Think about the potential capital that could flow in when established platforms like ETrade offer it. It could mean maybe more sustained buying, possibly less volatile than just retail hype cycles. It adds a layer of institutional legitimacy.
Okay, so we've got this strong price action, high volume, and now this big institutional player entering the field. Sounds pretty bullish, right?
On the surface, yes, definitely points towards positive sentiment.
But then there's the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, and it's currently neutral. How does that fit in? You'd expect maybe greed or even extreme greed with a 96K price tag.
That's actually a really fascinating point, and maybe a healthy sign.
Healthy how? Seems counterintuitive.
Well, think about it. If the price is surging, but the overall market sentiment isn't, irrationally exuberant, it suggests the rally might not be built purely on hype or FOMO, fear of missing out.
Okay, so it implies maybe a degree of caution is still present?
Exactly. It could mean investors are buying, yes, but perhaps more strategically. They see the potential, maybe driven by things like the E-Trade news, but they're also aware of risks, or maybe just not getting carried away yet. It's not euphoria.
So let's kind of pull this together for you listening. We're seeing Bitcoin surge past $96,000, and this seems backed by real buying volume on major exchanges.
Real participation.
And at the same time, we've got growing institutional adoption, highlighted by Morgan Stanley and E-Trade offering crypto trading now. Big step.
A very big step. Signals mainstreaming.
But tempering all this excitement, the overall market mood, measured by that fear and greed index, is just neutral. Cautious, perhaps.
It's a curious mix. Strong price drivers, but not that wild all-in feeling you sometimes get.
So here's something to think about. What does this combination, this fast price rise paired with kind of lukewarm sentiment actually suggest? Does it point to a more stable, perhaps institutionally influenced growth path for Bitcoin?
Or is it just a pause? A moment of caution before the market decides its next big direction, whether that's up or well down.
Exactly. It's that interplay between maybe retail enthusiasm and this more calculated institutional entry. Definitely something to keep an eye on.
For sure. The dynamics are quite interesting right now.
Well, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.